Right. Right. We'll start swap from that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I think we should get started now. All right. Um. Good day, everyone. Hi, everyone. You're welcome to today's section. If anybody is here with us, please can you just drop a comment? Just drop a comment wherever you're watching us from. Let us know. Okay. Few minutes. All right. Let's get started. Okay. Once again, you're all welcome to today's section, and it's my pleasure to have you guys here. Thank you, Empire. I can see you. Thank you, guys. We just want to know that people are here watching us. If you're here and you can see me, just drop a comment. Let's see. Let's see you. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. All right. So you guys are welcome. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Ayodele. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, guys. So we are streaming from like two different distance, so that's fine. But yeah, you're welcome to this session on graduate scholarship application, and it's my pleasure to have you all here. My name is Olamide Mercy, and I'm a graduate student studying statistics and data science here in the United States. And on today's section, what we'll be talking about is how to ace your Commonwealth scholarship application. So today we have a special guest here with us, an experienced scholar who has gone through this process and is going to do justice to the application process, the requirements, everything you need to know as regarding this scholarship application, this Commonwealth scholarship application. I'm going to let him introduce himself to you guys. So I'll be bringing him on stage right now. Okay, so Scholar Goshen, thank you so much for being here with us. We really appreciate you. I would like you to introduce yourself to the viewers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Olamide. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you guys should drop stuff. Like if you can hear him, let him know. Yeah, they can hear you.
Okay, my name is Goshen David Mitsu. Where do I start from? I'm a Nigerian. I have a background in biochemistry. I did my undergraduate in biochemistry at Caleb University, Lagos, Nigeria, where I finished with a first class. I was also the overall best student in my cohort. And then I went ahead to do my NYC, I guess in 2021. And then I applied for the Commonwealth scholarship as well as my PhD program here in the United States. And I won both awards. Um, so for the Commonwealth, I applied for a master's in biotechnology at the University of Nottingham. So I decided to take up the award first, and I deferred my PhD, program. I went to the UK to Nottingham, where I also finished with a distinction, and then I came to the United States for my PhD in biomedical science. So I'm currently a second year grad student in biomedical sciences at the University of North Dakota, in the United States. What else about me? Um, I love music. Um, I play the piano. I play the drums. I see music as a means to distress from research,
Oh,
work, and you know. Yeah, it's my pleasure to be here, and I'm happy to take all your questions and to walk you through the process on how to apply for the Commonwealth scholarship as well as winning it. Also, I mean it's a very prestigious award. I can remember when I was applying or when I was making my decisions as to like, what to pick, what to apply. I remember saying then that I wanted to have the Commonwealth Scholarship Award listed in my CV, and it's a reality today. So yeah, I'm happy to be here and I'm excited to talk about the scholarship. Thank you so much.
all right. Thank you so much. That was like a wonderful introduction. I see that's a privilege to have a wonderful scholar here talking to us. So, guys, you guys are really lucky to for us to have him here. It's not easy, honestly. Not everybody is willing to do this, but yeah, thank you once again. So, going straight into the Commonwealth scholarship application, I would ask you some questions, and I believe you're ready for us today. So, the first
Yep.
question is, what are the requirements for this Commonwealth scholarship application? What are the requirements?
So basically, it depends on what you're applying for. If you're applying for the master's or you're applying for the PhD, there are slightly different requirements. But like, I will talk about the two of them just in case anyone is looking to apply for the master's or for the PhD. So to start off with, if you're applying for the Commonwealth Masters, because there's a distinction between the Commonwealth Masters and the Commonwealth Shared. So the Commonwealth Masters scholarship is what is currently on now, and as it states on the website, it's going to be closing on the 15th of October.
Okay.
So one of the things that you are expected to have now, or when you're applying or submitting your application, is your transcript. That is your undergraduate transcript for if you're applying for a master's program, right? So like it's a no-brainer if you don't have your undergrad transcript, like it's considered as an incomplete application and it's gonna most likely gonna get rejected even if your statements are very strong. So you gotta get like your, and when I say transcript, it doesn't have to be official. It could be the student copy for sure, because I remember I used my student copy also, when I was applying. So you have to have the transcript, and then you have to have some form of ID. So it could be your passport or it could be your national ID, whatever form of ID. Driver's license could do. Your name, when it comes to Nigerians watching,
And I,
your name could
okay.
also do. Your passport could do. So some form of ID that can identify you is very needed. If you're applying for, and then of course you need to like um, for the Commonwealth Masters, you need to apply on CSC website, that is the official website, as well as apply to a nominating body. So currently, for Nigeria, so let me assume as if like the larger percent of people watching are from Nigeria. It can also be generalized into like other countries as well, other African countries as well. But say, for example, you're applying for the Commonwealth Masters, you need to apply to a nominating agency. So like the nominating agencies are categorized into like two parts. We've got like the National Nominating Agency, which is the Federal Scholarship Board, Abuja. So and then we've got like the NGOs. So they've got like if you go on CSC portal, they've got like different NGOs that you can apply to, and these different nominating agencies they've got like the different criteria for them to nominate you. So
Okay.
CSC will tell you that you've got to meet their whatever criteria they set forth and then get nominated. So when you get nominated by them, they would send the list of candidates they've nominated to CSC by December, I think. And then CSC can now proceed with the application as their discretion permits. So your transcripts, your ID, apply to a nominating agency. Most people go through like the Federal Scholarship Board. Some NGOs like Earning Network, Fairway, and a few others like that can also. So if you will, you can go to like the CSC portal. I think there are about 4 to 5 nominating agencies that you can apply to. So it's just a matter of you shooting them a mail. They've got like their mail IDs there and asking for their requirements. Has to like some of them will tell you that, for example, I think I'm not sure, but I think um, for example, the Fawe specifically for women, I think. And then for the Ali network, you must be a member for them to even consider nominating you. So these are some of the requirements that you have to fulfill as a candidate to get nominated. But then FSB, a lot of people do, go through that platform in Nigeria. If you're talking about other countries like Kenya or Ghana, I'm not sure what the national nominating agency is, but I know there is one. So you would just have to. So, but it's a very simple process. If you would just up onto CSC, UK, FCDO, their sites, you would see the different African countries that, of course, are eligible for the scholarship, and then you would select your country, and then a drop down menu would pop up showing you like the nominating agencies that are available to your country that you can go through. If you're applying for the PhD, the only addition that you would need would be you because you're coming for a PhD. That means you must have a master's, I guess. I think yeah. So you have a master's, so you have to have like your master's transcript and also a form of proposal, kind of research proposal as to what you want to do in the UK. So I think that those two things are some additions that you need to consider if you're applying for a PhD, Commonwealth PhD in the UK. And in some cases, um, I know people may ask also like if um, you need to um, say email you know the university you're considering to go to for the Commonwealth. So if you're applying for the Commonwealth Masters, you necessarily do not need to email the universities in the UK to indicate your interest whatsoever. So your business is with the nominating agency and CSC portal, submitting the application on CSC portal, and making sure that doing all it takes to get the nominating agency to nominate you. Because if they don't nominate you, you ain't going nowhere. So
Okay.
like uh, you ain't going nowhere. And then for the PhD, yeah, because like it's a bit tricky because like in some case you may need to get like approval from a consent for supervision from a potential supervisor. So like I feel like it's worthwhile if you want to shoot um, maybe like a supervisor you've identified in the UK that you want to work with, and then maybe include that person's name. While you are submitting your requirements or your statement to your nominating agency that yeah, I want to go to this school, and then I've been in contact with XYZ supervisor and he or she has agreed to supervise me. That can give you like an extra point or what have you. But if you are going to like do a master's, well, you could email supervisors, but like I don't think like it you know because it's a master's. It's not as if like you're going to be there for like 3 years, you know,
Okay.
for your research. So yeah, I would leave it there for now, and
Okay.
then see, and then kind of get the pulse of the people and see like if there are more questions, and
All
I
right.
can do that.
Okay. Before the audience asks questions, I personally I have a question for you. So, are you trying to say for masters you don't need statement of purpose? You don't need to write any essay?
So there are a lot of essays.
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, I
Good.
can say that. I mean, Commonwealth, which like there are a lot
Yeah.
of essays. I'm not going to kid you. I'm not going to kid you. The essays are segmented into different categories. I think. Let me see if I can pull some of the sections on my screen here. Um,
All
yeah,
right.
there are quite a number of essays that like um, you need to like write to. So like there's a part where you need to address like the impact you want to show, um,
Okay.
development issues at the global, national, and local level. What is the problem you're trying to address? And then how is this problem connected to the different to the theme you choose on CSC? Because CSC have got like several thematic areas. For example, strengthening health systems or strengthening resilience, and stuff like that. So like I think there are about six of them. So like you want to go to their website and check out those themes and see, because one of the key things is that every course that you want to apply for on CSC, you can always tie them to one of these themes.
Okay.
So you need to like think about, okay, what course do I want to apply for and what theme can I tie it to, you know? And so
Okay.
like, so once you identify your course, you identify the theme, then you hop into the essay section. I think there are about 12 essays, if I'm not mistaken, like into
That's a
different
lot.
parts.
Wow. Wow.
It's a lot, honestly. Like I remember my time when I was writing my essays, I spent like, I won't lie, I think about 2 months trying to revamp my
Oh
essays
my
and
God. Wow.
always writing, I'll write something today, tomorrow I'll change it like that, like that. It was, I mean, it's a lot of work, I'm not gonna lie. So, the development issues at the global, national, and local level, what are they specifically? So one of the things people do is that they write vaguely, and reviewers don't like it when you write vaguely. What I mean vaguely, you are not clear. You need to be specific. What exactly is the problem that your course is proposing to address, or you are proposing to address? And then
Okay.
how is it connected to the theme um, on CSE website? And then what is the outcome? There's another part of the essays that they will ask you, like, what are the outcomes that you hope to achieve? You need to be very clear. Like, if possible, use statistics. Like, I expect the 80% decrease in XYZZ by so and so year. You need to be very specific, because it's not enough for you to say that um, um, after my studies, I would so and so people would feel the impact. How is this impact going to be felt? And then what is the time frame? Another part of the essay would ask you, like, what is the timeline? You need to be specific and tell them that, okay, at this particular point this year, you know, say for example, 5 years after I finish or 2 years after I finish, this is going to happen, or I expect this to happen. And then
Okay.
another part of the essay would ask you, like, who are the beneficiaries going to be? To be very specific to, like, what part of the population are you trying to address? Like, how, like, who is going to feel this impact? And
Okay.
show them. And so if you notice, from the start of the essay to the end, there is a clear trend of who this person is, who Goshen is, who Olamide is, what does Goshen want to do. Like, I used to tell people that um, I should be able to, like, if I pull one part of your essay, I should be able to tell that this is what this person wants to do. Like, it should be very clear. There should be like a clear flow from this. That you can't say at one part that you can't write in one part as though you want to address um, say stillbirth, or say um, um, I don't know. I'm trying to like look for, say for example, illiteracy or something like that, or and then another part, then you change and say something
You have to
totally
be
different.
consistent.
Like, you have to be
Yeah.
very consistent in like what you want to do. Like, honestly, reviewers don't like it when people are confused. I know, like I know we're still trying to figure out things in our lives,
Yeah.
and everybody is undergoing a process. Then you just have to be pretty sure, because like someone is investing a lot of money
Money.
on
Yeah.
it. So like you want to make sure that you want to convince the person and excite the person that you know um, what you're saying is realistic. And that brings me to another point. You can't tell me as a reviewer that 2 years after you finish you want to cure cancer.
Mm.
It's very, very unrealistic.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
With a master's, like, even with a PhD, it's very hard. Like, with a master's, you want to cure cancer 2 years. So you'd see like your aims, your objectives, your time frame, everything has got to be real. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you're not writing to some kid,
Okay.
like there are people who have dealt with scholars time memorial. They've seen scholars do great things. They know like how this thing work. So, in as much as you want to be ambitious, you want to still keep everything in check, from the start
Okay.
finish. And then I think there's also a part where they would ask you, what is your research and study plan? That is, when you get to the UK, what do you want to do? You know, your studies and whatever. What do you want to do?
Research.
Another
Okay.
part of the essay will also ask you that why this university? It's not enough to say that I chose this university because it's ranked X number in the listing. It's to me now if I mean to me it's an old news. Like you gotta excite the reviewers now. Like probably they've seen that phrase
Yeah, it's common. Yeah, people use it up and
1,001 time, right? Like you gotta come up with something exciting because like I kid you not, each of the essays you write have got points, like
down. Yeah.
points, for each essay. So you want to score as many points as you
For
can,
each of them.
right?
Yeah.
So like you've got to think about specific things that drew your attention to that university. And also, I know I've been saying this to a lot of people and my mentees as well, that it's very brilliant I mean, one of the things that stand candidates out is the fact that they actually have a good grasp of, the course they want to study. And how do you do that? Is first by going to the university website and looking at what they have on their website
Yeah.
and then reading about it and then internalizing some of the things they say there. However, it is not proper for you to cut and paste.
That is what I was about to say. Not copy and paste that. Yeah.
Yeah, it is plagiarism and it is highly frowned at. So in
Yeah.
as much as I tell people to like know or go to the university website and then so these are the things that some of the things that people do that may hand them a bad score and then get them rejected at the very end is all these little things that you think don't matter but do really matter. We know the importance of you. Yeah, we know. Yeah, it's fine for you to go to university websites, read about the course modules, everything, the skills you'd get. But like copying verbatim, like a sentence and putting it in your
It's not nice.
statement may not do you well, you know, especially if the reviewer feels that you may have lifted this from the
So,
website and he or she goes to check and sees that that thing is same thing verbatim. So these are some of the pitfalls that candidates make that can end them a very bad score. We know that. I mean, how do like technology has advanced so much, and now we have AI. Even at that, like it's not enough for you to use AI to write your essay. Trust me, it's going to hand you a bad score because like we know reviewers know like it's not new. We know there are AIs. We know like what AI can do. I mean, think about like when there was no when we didn't have any AI. So I'm gonna wrap with this and then fill the pause again. So before AI came, we wrote like really really good essays. Like like I remember when I was writing my piece, like I remember how I sat down and so I know you can do it. Like even with AI, you should be like even better. Utilize
yeah.
it so and make the most out of it. And
Right.
for sure you would be on the right path. So
Thank
I'll leave
you.
it there for now and
All right.
see, you know.
Okay, so we have like quite a number of questions coming in. But yeah, I want you guys to know that we're gonna try to answer your questions. So just please calm down. We need to like address some things that will give room for question and answer. I will start reading the question and answer to our speaker for today. So you mentioned that we need a transcript, a form of ID. So for those of you just joining us, It said you need your ID, your transcript, and there are two bodies, the CSC and the nominating body. Okay, so you need to take note of that. And also, the deadline is coming soon. So if you're applying for this Commonwealth, you need to be up to task. You need to make sure that you're doing everything on time so you can meet up with the deadline. Because there's no point starting and not completing it. There will be no like end results without you submitting your application. So let's take note of that. I think you already talked about the application process, about how you have to go to the website to apply, and you have to also get a nominating body to nominate you. So those two things count in your application, right? So under which aspect are you going to find the essay that you want to write? Is it under the CSC, or do you have to write essay for the CSC, or you have to write an essay for like you're nominating people too, right? Like,
So, like to find the essay, like I said, everybody needs to go to cscuk.fcdo.gov.uk
okay,
scholarship.
CSC. Can you please call that for us again?
Let me see if
CSC.
I can paste the link. Can I paste the link to the chat here? Is it possible? No,
Yeah,
right?
you can. You can.
I can.
Yeah.
So let me paste the link right one sec. CSC. So everybody needs to go to that link, and then once you access that link, you go to how to apply. So once you go to how to apply, you're gonna see another link um, at the second paragraph that says applications to the CSC must be made using the CSC's online application system. So you hit that hyperlink there, and it's gonna take you to um, the form where you can now enter, your country, and then you now get access to the essays at
Okay.
all.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. So I think we should pick some questions now. So we have a question from Innovative. Please, how do we know this nominating organization? I think you mentioned that
Yeah.
already.
So I can provide you a list of denominating organization. One sec.
All right. Thank
Uh,
you so much. Please, if you have questions, drop your questions. We are like picking questions now to Harta. So,
so if you are in Nigeria, the national nominating agency is the Federal Scholarship Board, and it's also on the CSE portal, the Federal
okay.
Scholarship. And then other NGOs that you can use, other NGOs or charitable body that you can use from Nigeria, if you are in Nigeria. So you can use the Commonwealth Disabled People's Forum. That is for disabled alone in quotes, right? You can also
Mm,
use Forum for African Women Educationalists. That is the FAWE. Like I said before, like one of their criteria may be that you must be a woman, right? And then you can also use Ali Access Network. I think a lot of both gender can use that. I would see if I can send the link.
okay.
One sec. Um,
And I'll also make
just
sure that like I attach this to the description section of this live section. I would
yeah.
attach that. Okay. Thank you.
Um, let's see. Okay, the links. So, I'll just attach this link, and it will take you to like um still on CSC's page. Most of the things I've said today are from this page, I guess. So like from so once you hit that link, you would see like a list of NGOs that you can get nominations from. So what you need to do is to go to their website via that link and see whatever requirement they have and see if you can meet them.
All right. Thank you.
If you can't
So
meet
if
them,
mhm.
you have if you can't meet any of the requirements, you have to just resort to FSB.
Okay, all right. So either if you can't meet this, then you go to Federal Scholarship Board. All right, thank you so much. You can find all this on the CSC website. You already mentioned that. So we have another question. This person is saying, do we need to apply directly to the university as well? So how does the university come in place? We know that Commonwealth is a body, right? So we have university, like you said you attended University of not I think not
Nottingham.
yeah. So then how did that correlate? Like how did you apply? Did you apply separately to the university, or you apply to like just Commonwealth?
Okay, so I'll start by saying that CSC has a couple of scholarships. Like I said, we've got like Commonwealth Masters, Commonwealth PhD, we've got Commonwealth Shared, and then we've got Commonwealth Split Site, and a number of other fellowships. So what I applied for was the Commonwealth Shared, which is not out currently. It would be out, I think, towards the end of the year, maybe November. So I will start with Commonwealth Shared, which I applied for. So for the Commonwealth Shared, as the name implies, it's a shared partnership between the Commonwealth and the university. So in this scenario, the universities are more like the nominating agencies. So, but then it's a bit different because the universities are in. So once you apply, unlike the masters where you have to apply first to FSB or the NGOs to get nominated from, for the Commonwealth Shared, you just have to like submit your application on CSC website and then apply for admission as you will to any school. That is, say for example, I want to go to University of Nottingham and I want to go to Cambridge University, for example. Because like with the shared, you can apply to as many universities as you want to. So what I need to do is to fill the essay form for both University of Nottingham and Cambridge, and then go and apply for admission to the respective schools. Mind you, when I'm applying for admission to those schools, I'm not applying as though I want to get their nomination. CSC would send my application package to the university for them to like see if I'm a worthy candidate or not. So I'm only applying to get admission, as a normal requirement for every student. For you to get into the school, you have to apply for admission. So, but for the masters, you need to apply there is no shared what's it called? There's no shared relationship between FSB or the universities in the UK. So what you need to do is to apply to CSC portal before the deadline. That is the
Mm-hmm.
topmost priority you need to meet now. Apply before the deadline and then contact your nominating agency, FSB or what have you, to get nominated. Nomination is going to be out. I think for FSB, they're going to invite people for interviews or the likes this year after they receive like your request to be nominated. And then simultaneously, what you can do is that you can now start thinking about applying to the universities that you want to go to, which you must have filled the form on CSC website. It's a bit complicated, but it is not. So it's a three-step process.
Mm-hmm.
On or before October 15, make sure that you have applied to the schools you want to go to on CSC website
Okay.
on or before October 15. And then you have to act very fast to contact your nominating agency because I do not know if each of these nominating agency has another deadline, but I'm sure that all nominations should be sent by December to CSC.
All right.
So the two important things you need to do ASAP now is write your essays, submit to CSC, and then get in touch with your nominating agency to know what they need for you to get nominated. And then you can now start thinking of applying to the universities you want to go to.
Okay.
You get so like
All
it's a
right.
three-prong process that you need to follow, right? So if beautifully you get nominated, fine. You go ahead like with the universities you want to go study at. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
My WhatsApp keep popping and distracting me. But yeah,
All right. Thank you so much for clarifying that. So I believe he has answered that. So you need to if for Commonwealth the deadline is coming up now. So check out the schools
yeah.
on CSC portal and apply. Yeah. Do you want to say something?
No, I was just like affirming like what you were saying.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So we'll move on to the next question. Um, we have this person is saying, in what instances would one be allowed to stay back and not return to their home country? So I think for Commonwealth scholarship, do you have to like return back at the end of your study? Like it's like that's one of the criteria, right?
Yeah, so like the Commonwealth expects you to come back to your home country to come impact,
Okay,
you
yeah,
know,
to
like
come.
come give back, because like someone has invested a lot of money in you and the person is expecting some form of impact, um, um, return on investment, right? Like, okay, what
Yeah.
are you doing post the award? So
Exactly.
like, um, however, if you get like a PhD and you still need to like continue studying, Commonwealth is not going to kill your shine. For example, after my award, I felt like I needed um, more skill sets um, to you know impact in the capacity I wanted to impact or I want to impact, and like I mean, they didn't stop me from, going forth to like getting my PhD, and I'm still impacting in the process. I mean, this is one form of impact.
Yeah.
Um, this is a form of impact. So yeah, I know that one of the expectation is yeah to come back for a while and then give back and then you can do whatever you want to like, and with the thought that as a Commonwealth scholar you are one of their billboard wherever you go. So like you must remember to always portray them in the best light as possible. So, but then like if for sure, like if you get like if you feel like okay, you need to advance your studies to gather more skill set that you need, I think it's fine.
All right. Thank you. We have a question. When choosing a course, let's say we have four courses, are we expect to write essay and SOPs on each of them?
So okay, when you mean SOPs, because I know on the CSE website there's a part that says um what is it called? Write a personal statement kind of a thing, right? Like you'll be asked to write a kind of personal statement in one of the section of the essay. But I think for for the CSC master, so it's two things. So if you are talking about SOP in terms of the SOP that you'll be submitting individually to the different schools, then I feel like yes, you should address the specific needs of the specific schools that you're applying to. But if you are talking about the SOP in the Commonwealth, what is it called? Um,
Portal.
Page itself, because I think for the Commonwealth Masters, it's quite different from the shared in the sense that like it only allows you to, I think from my past experience, it only allows you to say, okay, you would go to about three schools, like give them some kind of options or whatever. But for the shared, you can always create multiple forms, except if it has changed. But from what I know, like for the masters, it will ask you that okay, school one, University of this, school two, this, and then three. But for the shared, you can create multiple forms and apply to like 20 schools
Okay.
independently. That is for the shared, 20 schools. But I know for the masters, I think when I applied, yeah, yeah, I could only access one form, and then in that form, I told them, okay, school one, school two,
Okay. So
and
it's
but then
limited.
yeah, but even with that selection, you have to find a way to tie, like, so you don't want to choose courses that are too wide, that are too like, so they have to be kind of interrelated in such a way
Yeah.
that you can tie
Your
uh,
essays.
experience and your essays together, so it's not too disjointed. So you can't pick, for instance, an MSc in public health and go and pick an MSc in maybe English or literacy study or something. It's just too far. It has
Okay.
to. So, say for example, MSc in biomedical science, MSc in biotechnology makes sense. Like they are interrelated. I can tie them together in my XOP. So you have to find a way to pick courses or schools that would make you tie your story together in one piece in the form. because
All
it's
right.
very different shared. In shared, you can go AYR if you want to and apply to all the old schools, all the old partner schools, if you have the strength to.
All right. Thank you so much for answering that. Yeah, so guys, for you, those of you that are just joining us, we are talking about Commonwealth scholarship application. Our speaker already said, and we all know that the deadline is approaching. So, you guys should stay up to task. You need to get your requirements ready, and this is the link to the website, to the Commonwealth scholarship application. This is their website, the CSC. Okay. So moving on to the next question, we have a question here. What support services are available to Commonwealth scholars during their time in the UK, including academic, social, and financial support?
Okay, I know that they've got like regional groups and university-based groups that comprises of Commonwealth scholars, and they've got like regional heads and program leads. So depending on what kind of support you need, and also they've even got Commonwealth representative in each region, in each regions in in the UK. So depending on what kind of support you need, if it's a disability support, whatever, you can always email one of those leads. It could be the
Okay.
university representative, it could be the regional representative, because like Commonwealth will always be in contact with you from time to time. They're not going to leave you alone during your program, and they've got several events that they have, where scholars from all participating universities would converge and meet, and it's a very beautiful networking space. I mean, it's
Okay.
very lovely. And aside from that, they also have like regional meetings that they organize once in a while, where scholars would be there, and also Commonwealth representative will be there, and you can also like you know tender whatever support you need, ask questions or whatever thing you need. They're always
Okay.
willing to help in any way they can.
All right. Thank you so much. So I think the question also they are trying to ask is like, this scholarship application, like, do they like get to pay you guys stipend? Do they like pay for your flights? What are they like? What package is it like? What do they fund you guys for?
Okay, so it's a fully funded scholarship.
You guys should
Um,
take note of that. So
one of
for
the
those of you that
best.
say you're trying to like you're looking for a fully funded scholarship, Commonwealth is the like I feel like you should apply for Commonwealth scholarship. Yes, sir. Sorry for cutting
Uh,
you.
it is. Sorry, I have cold, so like my voice is really bad. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. So it's a fully funded scholarship. What it means is that it's fully funded. So what it means is that it covers from right where you're in Nigeria. They start taking care of you when you get the award. So when it comes to the requirements that you need to travel, for example, your visa cost, your health
Really, you cover
insurance,
all that?
yeah, they
Wow.
cover everything. So like, I mean, from your visas, you already know you're a Commonwealth baby, so like no stress. And then your TB test that you would have to do,
They pay for that
although
too?
yeah, they pay for that. Although it may not be immediately, because I remember during my time I had to pay and then they refunded me the
Yeah.
money. But yeah, they cover your TB, your visa cost, your flights. They pay for the flight tickets for you. They book a flight for you and they paid that for you as well. And even when you get to the UK, they depending on like the questions that was asked, depending on where your school is and what kind of support you need, you could tell them that you need additional support from the UK to your school, and they would provide that for you. I think for me, they got me like a train ticket from the airport down to my school, and for some scholars also, they could even get you a taxi from where the train drops you to your accommodation itself. So like it's um, fully sponsored, and then once you get there, um, they've got like you'll be placed on monthly stipends. and I
Okay.
think the rate has increased. Although I may not be exactly correct, but I think now for people outside London, I think it's about 1,300.
Wow. Do they
That's
provide
something.
accommodation, or you have to pay
So
for your accommodation out of that?
yeah, so thing is, so 1,300 for people outside London and 1,005 or six for people in London because the cost of living varies. But then your accommodation is from that stipend,
Okay. All
actually.
right.
But trust me, I think the stipend is more than enough to get you a good accommodation and also like um, your um, normal maintenance cost, living maintenance cost is more than enough.
All right.
And there's no story. It always comes. Like the stipend always comes. Like there's no like feel that oh like we're sorry like there's some glitch and it doesn't like the date is always static. Like it's always dropping. So like you could be rest assured that you can study without any financial barriers. And I think the interesting thing is that they have like provisions for people who have kids, I guess, or widows or like, scholars that, are widowed and scholars that have got kids. There's an additional
Support.
um, support for them. I can't remember the exact figure right now, but I know they've got provisions for that.
All right. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. I think for those people that are just joining, you can see what is being highlighted on the screen. This is the website for getting the NGOs to nominate you. So this is the link to do that. And yes, just like our scholar have mentioned that this is a fully funded scholarship opportunity, which I would implore every one of us to like give it a shot and don't look at like we have just few days to the deadline of the scholarship, right? But don't just look at the limited time you have. Give it a try still. And if you are watching this, I want you to share it with somebody right now. Let them know that we are live because this is a time whereby people can gain insight about anything that is probably confusing them about this application. We still have some questions that we'll be addressing, but I want you guys to share it to people, to your contacts, let them know that we are live and we are answering these questions right here about Commonwealth scholarship application. And yes, if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, just take a minute and subscribe because we get to share studying abroad scholarship opportunities and insights to make your study abroad journey a successful one. So thank you, Lagoshin. Sorry about that. Moving on to the
Yeah.
next question. This person said, I really want to give this a try, but the essay part scares me a lot. And the fact that I graduated with 2-1 since I had it favors first class students more. What advice can you give?
So like, I mean, one thing I'll say is do it afraid. Do it regardless. Do it
All
afraid.
right.
Okay.
Don't be discouraged. Yeah.
Don't be discouraged. If I tell you my story, so to start with, I went to a private school, Caleb University, and this stereotype with people that they would say, okay, private school, okay, why didn't you go to a public school? Blah blah
Mhm.
blah. Are you sure you earned the grades? Things like that. And like sometimes if you want to follow the general stereotypes, you won't do anything.
Yeah.
you know. But like the story is very different today. I'm not gonna let somebody tell me what I'm not. You know, I am a star. You tell yourself like I can do it. Like because trust me, even if you check the website, there, you know, the mission and the vision of scholarship is not solely on academic merit, even though it's academic merit is part of it, but like it's not solely on that. There are other places you can outshine that you can shine very well, you know, in terms of leadership. Have you got any leadership, positions or experiences that you feel that are worth sharing? Have you got any volunteering experience that you feel that are worth sharing? What are your plans? That is why I started by saying the essays that are divided into different categories. What is the problem that you want to address, and how are you telling this story? Trust me, I have seen first class students not winning Commonwealth scholarship. Trust me, first having a first class is not a gate. It's not a gateway to winning Commonwealth scholarship. It's a holistic process, as everybody would say, as people would say. They look at not just your degree, they look at what are your plans, how realistic and unique are they, how do you want to achieve them in terms of, because a lot of people, one of the things Commonwealth likes to see is how you would give back. That is, you are getting this degree, and then with that degree, what are you trying to solve? So right from so when you look at the first part of the essay to the last, so they should be able to, when you write, you should be able to tie the last part of your essay to you first, and like that, like that, like that, like that. So like it's not just about your first class; it's about what do you have. Okay, we know your weakness is okay. I have a 2-1. That is all right. Do I have leadership experiences that are worth sharing and are unique? Do I have plans that are unique? Can I put them in clear and concise, compelling way, such that like people would believe in me? So like I think that is what you need. I think you should apply regardless. Um,
Yeah.
Even with the 2-1, I think you should still give it a shot,
Yeah.
and you never can tell. I mean, I've seen and heard stories of um, people with low grades going on to win competitive scholarships, amidst like a very competitive pool. So I think if you can portray your story well, that means, so I tell people that okay, sometimes when you have a weakness, try and amplify your strengths. Those
Yeah.
areas, okay, your weakness is, so you have it to one. Maybe there's little or nothing you can do about it right now, but now there's so many things you can do about your other
Part.
requirements. Leadership, volunteering, your impact, your story. Work on that.
All right. Thank
By
you. So, two people are asking the same question. I think he mentioned that already. So, are we applying directly to the school first? Do we need to apply to
no,
the school first? No.
no.
So, so the answer is no. You have to go to the CSC website for this Commonwealth scholarship. I believe you've answered that. So then to the next one, what courses can you suggest for someone who studied medical laboratory science? What courses can you suggest? I think you have to. It depends on your research interest, but yeah, scholar.
So, like, I would advise you to go on. So, I'll send the link. Choosing the university or course. There are a lot of options. I really cannot provide specifics to you, but like on CSC webpage, that is the best resource you can have for this. I'm going to just send the link, and if you will, just go there. What kind of university or course can I, pick? There are a
All
ton
right.
of them, you know. So it's not like, so one thing about the Commonwealth Masters that is different from the Commonwealth Shared is that for the Commonwealth Shared, they have specific programs and courses they want you to pick from. For example, so the different schools will say, okay, for example, Cambridge is offering an MSc in biotechnology, but Nottingham may not be offering it this year. But it's different for the masters. For the masters, you have a wide array of courses to pick from. So, like, just up on the website, look at whatever school you like, and then just go to like their catalog and see like which one interests you. Open them. So you have a degree in medical laboratory science. Like you said, it depends on your interest. Do you want to do a master's in biomedical science? Because
Okay.
that is what, like, how do I put it? That is the trend, right? So if you, for example, I had a degree in biochemistry, and when I wanted to apply for the Commonwealth Shared, the kind of courses that came to my mind were biomedical science, biotechnology. That was what
Mhm.
came to my idea. And then I went to the university portal and then I read, and I found that I kind of liked what I saw. So I don't know if that's going to be your case. I do have friends that did medical lab in their undergrad and also went to do biomedical science. I have other friends that did medical lab and then they went to do a master's in regenerative medicine. So like I can't tell you like exactly you should do this. Like it's what you like. Just like at the end, it's you and it's you that's gonna be in the
It's the
classroom
issue. Yeah.
taking the course. So I don't want to suggest something that you be like, oh my god, is that Bushen that suggested this to me? Like, oh my god, that guy just puts me in the old mess. So like, you gotta up on the website and then look at what you like. Like you have like a ton of things to pick from. No limits. So as long as you can tie your story to that course and you can tie it to one of the, let me see if I can get the teams. I think they've got about 6 teams. Um, if you can tie it to one of the teams for Commonwealth, yeah, science and technology for development, strengthening health system and capacity, promoting innovation and entrepreneurship, strengthening global peace, security and governance, strengthening resilience and response to crisis, access, inclusion, and opportunity. So whatever course that you want to do would fit into one of these 6 themes. Is so for you, for your case, for example, one
Medical
of the
lab.
themes could be, I don't know, it could be, so if you are going for maybe biotechnology, so it could be science and technology for development, biotechnology. So if you are going for regenerative medicines, it could be strengthening health system and capacity. So like you need to think about, so what theme to start with, do I want to focus on this? Say, and the good thing is that you can pick 2 teams, I guess, 1 or 2 teams. You can have 2 teams, 2 related teams.
Okay.
So you can say, okay, let me work with science and tech for development and strengthening health system and capacity because like they can be interwoven. For example, if you are going for MSc in biotechnology, you can write your essay in a way that is addressing both teams, right? So you need to think about like, okay, these are the themes I'm going with, and then I like this course because of this. You may not find biotechnology interesting, when you look it up in whichever school
Yeah.
you want to go to. Like, you would be the one um, to decide after you like do your search.
Yeah. Thank you for that. So, in addition to what you've said, I would just say you should know your research interest, know what you want to do, and go through the team you have said and know how you can match it together. So, the next question, Victoria, is it too late to put in an application? What is the time frame left? So, the deadline is October, second week of October. So, you still have time. You just have to be up to task and make sure you are determined that you want to like submit this. So, then we also have another question here. Um, are there any specific opportunities for Commonwealth scholars, such as internships, collaborations with UK institutions during and after the program?
Yeah, so like to start off with internship. So I knew I had the opportunity to do an internship during my project. So like it depends on the school again and the program. So some programs may not have the course design such that it can accommodate internship. Some programs would have the course designed in such a way that they can accommodate even a 2 months or a 3 months internship. So I remember during my time, I had the opportunity to do an internship for my project, but I said no for reasons best known to me. So yes, I would say like there are opportunities for you to do internships during your program, depending on how it is designed. And when you talk about collaboration with Commonwealth, I think yes. Um, Even like during and after the award, Commonwealth has like a ton of activities, that can, for example, if you want to share your research outputs or you want to collaborate on certain project, it could even be something you do like in-house within scholars, like in your cohort. And I know that the Commonwealth has a very, very strong alumni base. Like it has Commonwealth, they have one of the strongest, sorry, the strongest and the widest alumni base. Um, from time to time, they have like different collaborative events, different webinars, different workshops that they organize for scholars online and in person in different countries across the globe, to be fair. So I would say yes. There are a lot. There's a lot of things you can do during your project, during your program, and after your program. There's so much
All
that you
right.
can do.
Thank you so much. So I believe he has answered that. So here's your opportunities for you, for Commonwealth scholars if you get the award to collaborate. We're running out of time. So guys, if you are just joining us, there are certain things that we've mentioned. The recording to this live session will be provided, and you can watch that after. But yeah, if you think I've missed your question, you can still bring it down. So we have another question here. Somebody is asking about, I have applied to 3 UK schools. What next do I do after getting the certificate and the admission offers? Please. Like, I
So you
think, yeah, go ahead, please.
the person has already applied
To
to
three
to
UK
to.
schools.
That's fine. What you need to do is to submit your essay now, because
Before.
I mean, as it stands now, Commonwealth, what is it called? Commonwealth Masters do not care at this point if you've applied to any UK university at all. Once you cannot get your essay submitted to them by October 15, you're not getting the Commonwealth Masters. So like what you should do now is try and get your essays through to Commonwealth by 15, and then make sure that you contact your nominating agency ASAP. You know,
Thank you.
you can even contact them now if you want to, and then get an idea of like what are the requirements, if you can meet them on a board. Like the main thing now is to meet 15th of October deadline.
Thank you so much. So we have another question here. Person is asking if one apply for the scholarship and gets it. Is it Commonwealth that gets one admission, or how does the admission part plays out? So I think this person we've mentioned this, but yeah, you can quickly give us answer this
Yeah.
question.
So if you get the Commonwealth scholarship, that means you should be able to get the admission. So like
Mentioned.
it's I mean nothing should stop you from getting admitted if you can get the Commonwealth scholarship. So like yeah, I mean you get the Commonwealth scholarship, you should start thinking about okay applying to get admitted into the school. That is why I said you can do these things simultaneously. Turn in your essays by 15, contact the nominating agency, and begin your application to the university.
All right. Thank you so much for that. So I think we have answered that. So I would like you to also like give an insight for what advice would you give to somebody to make the application stand out? I know during the course of this session you've mentioned one or two things, but like just an overview of what you would advise to people that are applying for this Commonwealth scholarship.
So like I would say everything matters in the essay, right? Like don't write um don't say okay I want to focus on this and leave this out. Like every part of the essay is very important. You don't know what may throw a reviewer out, or you don't know what would excite a reviewer. So like give every essay um, the best shot. And I know that for the prompt, for the essay part, they've got like some sections where it will be 100 count, some section would be 250 count, some 200, some 500. I will tell you that make good use of your word count. For example, you have like a 100 word count and you're just writing 30 word count. I mean, those word counts are like already small, you
Okay.
know. So like I don't think you can. I mean, the way like they design, I feel like the way the Commonwealth designed these essays is to make sure that you can say, I don't know, like it's more like a trick because like there's no way you can excite me in 30, 30, 30, 30 words, right? So they're providing you with 100 word count or 200 word count. At least make 95% use of those word counts. Like it's pretty hard for you to like you know to excite somebody via writing. So like make the best use of your word count. Don't write a two-line statement and think you're gonna like out of a 250 or a 100 word count, you write like a 10 line, a 10 words or 10 line, whatever. So make the best of your word count. That is one. And as you're doing that, don't be redundant. What I mean by don't be redundant is that don't say things um, that you don't need to say or are not necessary.
Yeah.
You know, saying things that are not necessary. So, like for example, um, writing generic statements that
Yeah.
I want to change the world. How do you want to change the world? You don't know.
You have
Like
to be
so, like
yeah.
to be specific. So that those are some of the pitfalls that people make. They are not specific. They are writing vaguely. You have dreams, but you are just telling us the big dreams. You're not telling us how you want to achieve
What
the
is
dreams.
yeah.
Yeah, so if you're telling me your big dreams and you're not telling me how you want to achieve the dreams, I'm not going to be excited because I've heard that thing like several times.
Overload.
And imagine you can bet that a reviewer has heard all sort of dreams. So like for you to excite that person and get a good score, you have to tell him how. Be specific, write in clear sentences. I mean, like a lot of scholars will tell you to use the STAR approach. By all means, use that. And then I tell people to write in the active voice. So, like, what do I mean by writing in the active voice? For example, so active voice means that the subject is performing the action. And what most scholars do, or most people do, is that all through their essays, they are writing in passive voice. And when you write in passive voice, number one, it takes more space.
Mm.
It takes more word count, and you're not able. You realize that you're not able to convey your thought properly. So, like for example, active voice use like I statements. You know, I did this. Like you are portraying yourself and not some other people, right? So you want to write like in the active voice. For example, you could say something. For example, if they ask you like how um, tell us a time where you took a leadership position. So you start by saying, as the president of XYZ, blah blah blah. You're telling them that you are the one performing the subject. You know, not saying that in your statement having we in your statement is showing that in a way it's kind of diminishing you, and in a way it's taking more space than it should. So like writing an active voice would help you like you know reduce like tell your story in the most concise way while maximizing like the word count that you have.
All right.
And then your reference is to like start contacting your referees and tell them like what you want to do. Because like most people will not realize, but like the referees or the references, they have like a percentage also to play in the selection process.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that the people you are using as your referees, they actually know you, and then they can write to they can attest to whatever things you've said in the essay. You
All
know,
right.
sometimes your referees would ask you to like even like provide them your CV or a draft, which is okay. Provide them that for them to be able to write like a good referee for you, and I think with that you should stand a good stead in winning the Commonwealth.
All right. Thank you so much. Um, we have another question here, and is the scholarship open to STEM and non-STEM fields?
Yeah, both STEM and
Okay.
non-STEM. If you check the themes, you would see that
It's for
it's
both.
obviously not just yeah.
All
We
right.
have things like access to inclusion and opportunity, strengthening resilience and response to crises, strengthening global peace, security, and governance. So for sure,
It's STEM and
both STEM.
non-STEM.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. We would not take all questions because I think for us to avoid repetition of words, innovative, you're asking, do we need to apply to the school first or apply directly to Commonwealth? So what he said is that you need to apply to Commonwealth, okay? Go to CSA portal. That is the most important thing before the deadline. And you can also see the schools you would need to apply to. Then you have to also reach out to the NGOs to nominate you or the FSB. So that was what it said earlier. So those two things, you have to go to the CSC portal and you also have to get an NGO to nominate you. Okay. So I think she's asking, how do we get these NGOs to nominate us? So you said we have to write to them, right?
Write them a mail. Yeah.
So innovative, you just need to write them an email so they can nominate you. So that is all you need to do. So go to the website, and there is this link that we pasted just now for the NGOs, where you can the website where you can get the NGOs that are nominating people. Yeah, so this is the website. So thank you. Moving on to the next question. This is the same question. Are we to apply to the school first? Go to the website first, go and do the applications, and from there you can proceed for Excel. Then the next one, with the scholarship sponsor for European school have the opportunity to pay for scholarship? I don't understand this question. So with these scholarship sponsors for European school, have the territory to give one that scholarship fees for that. I don't like.
It's quite. I don't
Yeah.
get you also.
Wisdom, you can rephrase your question so we can answer that. We are rounding up gradually. Let's begin on that question. Somebody is asking, when does this scholarship program begin every year?
You mean like when does it open?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm getting a call. So if you look at it, for the masters, it opens around this time.
Okay.
This is September, so you should be expecting it around like next year around this time, September ish.
Okay.
So if you're targeting next year, you should start thinking about okay from September, like okay, you know I should start seeing like the prompt to from Commonwealth to start applying.
All right. Yeah. So thank you. I would also say that you can still meet up with the deadline. It's just October 2012, right? So you can still give it a shot, considering that you have to wait for next year. But yes, if you are looking forward to applying next year, you can look at the time frame of September. So like yeah, early September. Then somebody is asking, which nominating agency do you most recommend? Do you have any recommendations? Or
Honestly, I don't know. So what you can do is it's pretty hard. Although I didn't do this, what you can try doing is if you're in Nigeria, you can reach out to FSB as well as maybe Ali Network and see. Um, because, for example, FAWE is for women. So if you're not a woman, you certainly cannot like it's. Or if you are not disabled, there are some nominating agencies that you just know that we just can't go through, right? So I'll say, okay, maybe reach out to Ali and maybe FSB.
all right.
FSB is the popular one. I did FSB. I didn't do Hali or whatnot. But what you can try doing is you can try reach out to both and try and get a pulse of what they need for them to nominate you.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much, Scholar Goshen. Thank you. You've answered quite a lot of questions, and I think we are well informed now. Even I myself, I really do not know much about Commonwealth, but now I think I've gained a lot of insight and a lot of understanding about this program. So, just to add to what you've said, just I'm just giving this for those people that are joining in or that have still have questions. All you need to do now is to go to the CFC website, and as well you have to go to the nominating the NGO website to get somebody to nominate you among those agency. And within that NGO there are categories. So if you're a lady, you're a woman, you have advantage, you have like a specific category. You're like qualifier as probably like disabled, you have a specialty. You can just check those NGOs to see which one you feel you might just write to. Okay. And something to take note of is that the deadline is fast approaching. It's October 12th. So you want to take note of that as well. And to end with, I would want Scholar Goshin to give us a something to just motivate us. Why you think we should apply for this scholarship? So why do you think Commonwealth is something everybody should look up to applying for? Yeah.
So just to like correct something, I think the deadline is 15th of October. I don't know if I said
Okay. Yeah.
12th anyway,
Okay. 15th
but
of
it's
October. Thank you.
okay, so it's 15th of October. So why Commonwealth? Because it's Commonwealth. I mean, it's very prestigious. So like it's one of the prestigious scholarships you can get to study in the UK. It is recognized like worldwide. Like you get access to like one of the best education systems that you could have ever dream of having. So like and it's free. It's more like they're telling you that okay, just come and study. Like just come and study. Like it's totally free. So why not? And you don't know the network you're building, the caliber of people you would meet from the different events. So I would say apply for the Commonwealth because it's simply amazing. I always say this anyway. The scholarship itself and what it has to offer. It's simply amazing. Like what cannot quantify the amount of investment they invested on me, which has kind of um, puts me like where I am today, and even like what I'm doing today. It's started with the Commonwealth. So I won't be able to like say my story without mentioning Commonwealth because like they've invested like a whole lot into my growth. So I would say apply to the Commonwealth because um, the return on investment is massive, and I can't wait to celebrate your success.
All right. Thank you so much, Scholar Goshen. Thank you for taking time to do this with us. We are grateful. And I think I believe our audience they've gotten a lot of insights into this section. So if
Yeah.
you guys have further questions after now, I think you can reach out to Scholar Goshen on LinkedIn. You can ask him questions. And the recording to this live session will be posted soon after now. So you can come back to like look at that in case you missed anything we've talked about. So guys, thank you so much for joining. And yes, if you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe to this channel for more scholarship updates and insight about studying abroad um, journey. Okay. So thank you so much. And we've come to the end of today's session. All right.